What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Philosophy, the podcast with deep talks and dumb jokes. The topic for today is excitement. And I know what you're thinking. We've never heard that word before. Did you just make it up? How do you spell it? And to that, I'd say, stop yanking my chain. I know you know what excitement is. Excitement is the opposite of boring. It's like stimulation. And I'm sure if you asked 5 dentists if they want their life to be exciting, at least 4 of them would say yes. And to those dentists, I'd say, that question doesn't even make any sense. Do you want your life to be exciting in general, all the time? And the dentist would probably say, we don't know, we're just dentists. We don't know what happened to the 5th one. We're worried about him. And last night, I was working, I was supposed to work until 11 p.m. And my boss called me at 5 p.m. and they said, "Do you want to be done working at 7?" And I said, "Absolutely, I do." And I went home and I watched a couple episodes of Pluribus, good show on Apple TV if you haven't heard of it, and Euphoria with one of my best friends. And it was a great night. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself, no complaints. But a part of me is like, man, it's Friday night. Why aren't we drinking 100 beers? And I read a book a while ago, one of the most widely read spiritual books of all time. It's called Autobiography of a Yogi. And in it, it had like 3 rules. And I forget what 2 of them were, but one of them was avoid excitement. And that was just about the craziest thing I had ever heard. I was like, what is a life without excitement? That sounds like an awful life. And then it sat in the back of my head, as things tend to do, until I feel like it came more and more true. And I still don't know if it's absolutely true, but I think there is some truth to it, is what I'll say. And I think what I'm trying to say is a lot of people chase excitement. And for one, I think if you chase something, like if you chase an exciting life, the less your life is going to feel less exciting. And also, your life isn't going to be exciting all the time. Your life isn't going to be happy all the time. I think that's partially why we're so hard on ourselves, is because we expect perfection. And life isn't perfect. And exciting is on one side of the spectrum, and the other side of the spectrum is probably like boring, but you could also say peaceful. Like life is pretty hectic. I don't think it's the worst thing if you have like a moment to rest every once in a while. And I think chasing an exciting life is particularly dangerous because, like, if you chase an exciting, like the most exciting night, you're gonna end up like hammered, like in a strip club with some sketchy people. And if that's how you want to live your life, go ahead. But I just don't think that's how I want to live mine, especially night after night. I'm kind of like grieving that life isn't what I thought it was. When I was growing up, I thought I was going to be a professional athlete, party every night, never get hungover, wake up, do it the next day over and over again, and it would be just as fun every day. But that's not really how life works. And I'm not going to give you the spew about how without the bad there can't be good, but I think there's also some truth to that. Like New Year's Eve is coming up, and I've been thinking to myself, like most people are chasing, like they're at the most exciting party in their area. They find a stranger, like at the perfect time, and then they French kiss into the new year. And if you want to go for that, I hope you get it. But I think many people chase that like every year, and always, it's often a disappointment. I think if you chase excitement, you're often going to be disappointed. And I'll ask you about an alternative. What if you were in your home that you built with the ones you loved? And what is like the new year really about? Is it about some stranger? Is it about getting something you haven't had all year, potentially, and probably going to end up disappointed? Or is it about you and your loved ones making it through another year together and that you love each other? And maybe, just maybe, if you stick together, you can make it through anything. Like, what's up with the ball? Everybody's so worried. Like, how many people go stand in New York to watch the ball drop, like shoulder to shoulder for miles? Fuck that ball. Like, you care about that ball more than your family? I don't think that's what going to New Year's Eve necessarily means, but it implies it. And it's just like, I don't know. I think a lot of these holidays, like, that's not really what it's about. Like Christmas seems, especially growing up, it was all about the gifts. I didn't even know it was Jesus' birthday. And maybe we focus on the gifts because that's more exciting than Jesus. And I'm not even a Christian, but it seems like he was a real dude and it seemed like he had a profound impact. Did he come back to life? I'll get back to you on that one. But like Thanksgiving becomes all about the food because food is more exciting than like being grateful. Christmas becomes all about the gifts because that's more exciting. New Year's Eve becomes all about the ball. Fuck that ball. And even like Valentine's Day becomes all about the chocolate. And less about the love. Less about the love, man. And that's what I think life is really about. If you were to ask me what's life about, and I had to give you a one word answer, and I didn't say growth, I would say love. Valentine's Day should be about love. That one I think we're a little more with the plot, with the meaning of it. 4th of July, that should be about loving our country. But instead, it's about fireworks and barbecue and drinking too much. And Thanksgiving becomes about the food, not about love. I mean, you're eating with your loved ones. Maybe you say a little grace before you stuff your face. But it's like we forgot why we do things and we forgot what's important. So no, life isn't as exciting as I thought it would be. Is that a bad thing? It could be looked at as a bad thing, or it could be looked at as a good thing. And I think it's somewhat a good thing because I don't think excitement is the most important thing. I don't think constant stimulation, everything new, everything exciting is really the answer. And I think if you chase that, I don't know if you're going to like where you end up. But if you focus on love, doing things you love with the people you love, and even like, I'm not shitting off food. I love food. I love gifts. I love chocolate. But those are like bonuses in these holidays because every holiday can't just be about love. Because then every like month or 2 months it'd be like love day. No chocolate, no gifts, no food. We're just gonna sit and hold hands. That honestly doesn't sound too bad to me, but I'm an interesting bird. And if you were to ask me growing up what I wanted my life to be in one word, I might have said exciting. I want my life to be a movie. But life ain't a movie. It's a book. And a lot of parts get left out in the book. But it's a good book. And it's a book about love. And if you were to ask me now if I wanted my life to be one thing, I would probably say peaceful. And it's a weird time for me. It's a weird transition when you are going from your life wanting to be exciting versus you want your life to be peaceful. Because they're pretty much opposites. But I think I'm confident in the direction I'm going. It's just change is never easy, even if it's a good change. I went on a road trip this summer with two of my best friends, and at the end of the first night, we were sitting around the fire having some hot dogs, and I was like, maybe this is as good as it gets. And they didn't answer, so I let like 30 seconds pass, and I said, maybe this is as good as it gets. And they went, no, we heard you. But I wanted to talk about it. And it was half happy, half sad, bittersweet, if you will. Life is bittersweet. I think it's kind of a bittersweet symphony. Is a good name for life. And it was happy because I was like, this is a great moment. I'm with two of my best friends. We are in like deep Colorado, someplace we've never been before, under the stars, just reminiscing on our pasts. And on the other hand, I was like, this isn't exciting. There are no strippers here. There's no glitter. And it was like, maybe this is as good as life gets. And this is really not what I thought life was about. I thought life was about glitter. I thought there'd be way more glitter. And to that, to my past me, I'd say all that glitters ain't gold. The best things in life are free. And we're in a society where it seems like we're all about the money, we're all about the glitter. Not the glitter, but we're chasing everything shiny. And it's somewhat the media's fault if you ask me. Like we're just dangling like money and a life of excitement and we're on like the treadmill, like that's the carrot and we're all like running like we're going to get it and everything's going to be perfect. And we just keep on chasing, we never get it. Well, me, I got off the treadmill. I said it's been 20 years and I haven't gotten any fucking closer to that carrot. What's up? And I asked myself, that carrot of excitement, is that really what I want? Do I really think that's what will make me happy? Is that when I'm on my deathbed, am I going to be like, I'm so glad my life was exciting all the time? I may have no friends, loved ones, or family, but at least it was exciting all the time. And I don't even think that's realistic. If you chase that, I think your life will be disappointing most of the time. So I was picturing myself on my deathbed, covered in glitter, head to toe. My face was saggy. I was old. I was eating like mashed up carrots. And my nurse comes in. She walks in. She's really hot. She goes, Wes, you happy with how your life went? And I close my eyes. And I think about all the New Year's in my life. And I think about all the Christmases in my life. And it hits me. What if New Year's isn't about the glitter? What if Christmas isn't about the gifts? What if it's all about love? What feels more important? Love or glitter? Or gifts? Or food? And food's pretty important. You can't survive without it, but I think I've made my point. And I still remember the best Christmas gift I ever got. I'll tell you the story. Maybe this is how we'll end. Um, I was probably about 5. My brother was probably about 7, and all we wanted for Christmas that year was a Wii. And we had opened all the gifts, and we got some pretty great gifts. But we opened all the gifts, and there was no Wii. And me, I was sitting there. I wasn't gonna say none, but I was like, "Where the fuck is the Wii?" And my dad, I don't know what he said exactly, but he said something along the lines of, you guys haven't found all the gifts. Me and my brother are like little kids sprinting all around the family room, and I look under the couch and I pull out this Wii-sized box, and I just knew. I saw this Wii-sized box, and I just knew that there was a Wii in it. And sure enough, I rip off the wrapping, and it's a Wii, covered in glitter. And it's probably one of the best moments of my life. And to me, it was about the Wii. It wasn't about love, it was about the Wii, my first console. Console. Um, but looking back, I've talked about it with my mom. My mom said she like left somewhere early and she waited in line to get that Wii. And you know why she did that? Because she loved us. She's a great mom. And yeah, I guess the closing thought would be just intention. I think I don't want to make grandiose statements, if that's even how you use that word correctly, but what I will say is I don't think there's anything more important than intention. Remembering why you do things. And if you were to ask me, Wes, in your life, would you rather have more excitement or peace? I'd say peace. Thank you all for listening. I love y'all so much. See you next week.